What's up, you guys? My name is Preston James, and you're listening to The Reflection, where we do just that for ourselves and our community so that we may lead a healthier, more positive, and productive lifestyle. Episode 12. Let's get into it. We're going to jump right into it today. We are talking about fixed versus growth mindset. I know that I had briefly, and I have dabbled in fixed versus growth mindset in almost all of my episodes. And I have done that because it's a huge kind of, not just a thread, but it's a huge part of the overarching goal of this podcast and talking about the things that we do, talking about how we want to grow, set goals, and be productive and positive. As the intro suggests, we do these things with a certain mindset and with a certain outlook towards and with our future and with ourselves as well as the people around us in our community. So having this fixed or growth mindset has a lot to do and embodies everything that we talk about here on The Reflection. So let me say before we get into it, I hope you guys are all doing amazingly well. I hope that you are pursuing your goals. I hope that you are having a positive outlook on things. Even if things are going a little sideways for you, a little south, hopefully you are able to reframe your thinking and turn it into something positive and something with experience and have growth from those experiences. I know a lot of things kind of come out of nowhere in our lives, which I've been talking with people about lately that are just very unexpected. But, you know, as Darwin said, which, by the way, a lot of people think that Darwin coined the phrase evolution. That is false. Darwin actually never said that word, evolution. People just kind of stamped it and glued it to his name, but he never said that. I guess he implied it, but never said that. But Darwin said that it's not the smartest species that survives, and it's not the strongest species that survives. It's the most adaptable. The most adaptable. So what I mean is we have these things that come up. How do we deal with them? Again, we are in control of those things. We are not in control of the things that happen to us, more or less, especially from other people. So how we react to those things is all that matters. What we do, what we say, what we do, how we respond is what we have control over. So with that being said, let's jump into fixed versus growth mindset. This idea comes from Carol Dweck. Carol Dweck is a psychologist. She currently works as a professor at Stanford University, and she's been there since 2004. And before becoming the term stationary at Stanford is what they call it, she was on the faculty at Harvard, Columbia, and the University of Illinois. So she definitely has a lot of experience in the field, and she's been around and worked with and talked to some of the brightest minds and elusive minds in the field of psychology. So she is definitely a person with experience, and those are some of the best people to learn from in my experience, right? So she earned a PhD in psychology from Yale in 1972. Again, been in the game, been in the field for a while. Her main focus of her psychological studies is on mindset and motivation. Again, right? Just a thread that runs through this podcast for us is your mindset. How you look at things, how you frame it, what you do with the information, and how you apply it to your life and those around you. I was talking to a friend today about how they aren't used to certain situations that are happening in their life with somebody else. I don't know how to really expand on that except for like a relationship. And they're not used to certain things. And I told them that that's okay. That's part of growing. That is, if you haven't, like, it's not that it hasn't happened, right? Because everybody's in a different space. Everyone grew up differently. Everyone has different experiences. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us special in our own right. Because my mom told me I'm special. I'm just kidding. No, but she did. But moving forward, that's what gives us the experience to live a better life when we have things that we've never encountered, right? Because if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, then, who was it? Einstein. If we do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, that's the definition of insanity or being crazy. It's like if I've climbed a mountain and you haven't climbed that mountain, even when you climb that mountain, you're going to have a totally different experience than me, and you're going to see it differently because of all your other previous experiences, right? You're not going to step in the same spaces and same spots that I stepped in. And you're not going to have the same things happen to you on that mountain that I did. So you're going to see it completely different, but yet it's the same journey, but different experience. And that is what I was talking with this person about, and just being able to adapt and just go with it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And people who are your friends and your partners in your relationships, family, friends, or whoever it may be, if they are your people, they will definitely not judge you for it, not hold it against you, and work with you and support you and keep moving forward. So this mindset and motivation, circling back, is how we take that information and apply it to our life and move forward. So I think that Carol Dweck's main focus of this is very accreditable to living a better life. I think that that is a very good foundation to living a better life, a happier life, and a more positive life. So her main thing, as the title says, fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is those who believe their success is based on innate ability, meaning that you're born with something, these set of tools, and you cannot shape these tools. This is just what it is. People are like, oh no, I'm dumb. I can't be smarter. I can't grow. I can't do this. I can't do that. I don't look like them. I'm not built like they are. So I can't do this. I can't do that. That mindset is a fixed mindset. Fixed mindset. And the opposite, a growth mindset, is those who believe their success is based on hard work, learning, and perseverance. Perseverance. That is what we talk about on this podcast. Pushing through obstacles, adhering to your own will, pushing through the obstacles that come at us on a daily basis. And they don't have to be some huge boulder we're pushing up a hill. It could be something as simple as a conversation with a coworker that goes a little in the wrong direction to you, and you handle it very well, and you're very composed, calm, cool, and collected, and you keep moving forward, and then you move on to the next thing. You brush it off, you keep moving, right? We all have, again, we're in control of our own responses and how we react to things. And so maybe that is how we grow in that very moment of that day and that time of that day. Hope that makes sense. I know it was a lot. But another part of having a fixed mindset is people with a fixed mindset, she says, have a fear of failure. They avoid challenges. They avoid them. So if some of these things that you guys recognize with yourself, I want you to take that, and as I have and as I do, I want you to take that and apply it to your life. Just like we talk about on every podcast with anything we talk about. If you have a fear of failure and you avoid challenges, start going after them. Lessen that fear and start going after some challenges that you know that you're facing in your life, or that you know you've already avoided and should pursue. A fixed mindset also, the people who have this fixed mindset, she says, if success doesn't come immediately or easily, if it doesn't have this instant gratification that we are so used to nowadays in society, then something may be pointless. Then that means that if it doesn't have instant gratification and it doesn't come to me, the success doesn't come immediately, then this whole task must be pointless. I'm not going to learn anything from this. It's not going to make me a better person. It's not going to build character. It's not going to build resilience. I'm not going to learn anything from this. People with a fixed mindset kind of think that way, that negative way, in my opinion. People with a fixed mindset also, she says, are threatened by others' success. I know there's a lot of people out there. That's a very common one that I see, is that people are fearful that the person next to them is becoming successful. So it's almost as if they can't be successful because that person's successful, which makes no sense to me. There's plenty of room for everybody out there in any industry. There really is. But authenticity, in my personal opinion and professional opinion, authenticity trumps everything else. So if I'm next to a person who has identifying qualities as me on a resume or in their speech or whatever it may be, but I'm myself and I like different things and I approach things differently and I handle things a different way that fit to the people hiring us or that fit to the situation at hand better, and people gravitate towards that more, then there's room for both of us. Maybe that person's personality works for something in some people and mine works for something in some people. Right? And this fear of other success is just, it'll hold you back. We should support other people. Again, building community and positivity, building that together. When we work together and we work as a team, we get better results. And so when you support that person, instead of hold them back, or as they call it, hating on them, instead of hating on them and supporting them, not only are you staying positive and feel better about yourself, but you're also possibly making a friend and making way for something positive to happen in the future between you and that person or other people, especially if other people see that you're giving other people their flowers, is what we say. You're giving them flowers, giving them their props, like, oh man, you did an awesome job. Hey, congratulations, you did great. Other people recognize that as well. And it's good karma. I mean, if that's what drives you, if that's how you want to see it, then that's fine too. But she says that a growth mindset is quite the opposite. Failure is a learning opportunity, an opportunity to learn and move forward. A growth mindset is the effort. It is effort. It's effort that leads to the roads. What am I trying to say? Effort is a road to success. She says that effort, putting in that time and that work, that effort is the success. If you do that and you put the effort in, then that will lead to mastery of something. I'm not really sure I agree with the word mastery, but again, as I've mentioned before, it kind of goes to the point that Malcolm Gladwell refers to as the 10,000 hour rule. The more effort and time you put into something, that investment leads to mastery. That effort will lead to quote unquote mastery. So you're going to get better at something as the more work you put into it. And another point of view that she has for growth mindset is people with a growth mindset celebrate other success, their inspiration and their motivation, just like I kind of talked about. So those 3 points, right? For a growth mindset is failure is a learning opportunity, effort leads to the road to success and mastery of something, and celebrating other success. That looks like a growth mindset. And a fixed mindset looks like a fear of failure, avoiding challenges. If it's success doesn't come immediately and we don't have that instant gratification, then we're not good at something and we can't do it, and we are threatened by others' success. Big differences between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. I think one of the ways that we can really digest this and reflect on this is using your own internal dialogue. How you talk to yourself about things. Your internal dialogue, right? An example would be like, I'm getting better every day. Or looking at yourself in the mirror. I'm sure you've heard people talk about talking to themselves in the mirror and encouraging themselves, right? If no one else will do it, that's fine. I'll do it myself. You're the best. Dang, you're a pretty good looking guy, Preston. Look at you. Oh yeah, right? Just really kind of feeling yourself. And you can look at it as a cocky thing if you want to, but and some people take it to the extreme. We'll get into that in a second. But really, you're just encouraging yourself and giving yourself that pat on the back when nobody else will or hasn't yet. So you're giving yourself that positive push that you need for the day, or that task, or whatever that hurdle may be, or obstacle at that moment in time. But we should do this on a daily basis. Tell ourselves we are amazing. We are brilliant. We are making a difference. We are pursuing our goals. We are achieving the things that we want to achieve, and we are reaching the point of where we want to go. That's what we should be telling ourselves. Our internal dialogue, positive thinking. Oprah says, or said, we can't become what we need to be by remaining what we are. I want to say that again. We can't become what we need to be by remaining what we are. We have to change. We have to grow. Growth mindset, grow. We have to have these obstacles and experiences and failures and keep failing to get better at something, to grow, to build, to pursue, to challenge. We have to have those things to get to where we want to be. That's what's going to get us there. That is how we get better. With that being said, it kind of segues into the second part of this, which is our mindset. Our mindset shapes the way, which is also like I just said, talking to ourselves, talking to ourselves and having that internal dialogue on a daily basis, or even on a secondly basis, a minute basis, right? Like every day, all the time, constantly, if you have to. But our mindset shapes the way we perceive our abilities. How we perceive our abilities and deal with daily challenges. That's how we grow as individuals. Our mindset shapes that, how we internalize that dialogue, how we phrase it, how we look at it. Not only on ourselves, but other people as well. And subconsciously, we're going to project that towards other people. Whether we see it or not, other people will. They may not, I can't talk today for some reason, but they may not be able to pinpoint what it is, but it'll be like this kind of off color, off feel kind of thing when you look at somebody and something feels a little bit off. And maybe it's just because that person is down on themselves or being a negative Nancy for the day, or just not being positive towards themselves. And so they're not holding their chest high and holding their head up high, or whatever those kind of cliches are, but those cliches for a reason. But it's maybe because their mindset isn't shaping, their positive mindset isn't shaping the way that they want to feel. And instead it's bringing them down and bringing them the opposite way. And they're not having those internal dialogue conversations and telling themselves that they are worthy and amazing and doing good and making it through and doing better and getting better and persevering and being resilient, getting resilient, building resiliency. But for example, our own belief in change in something, our own belief can, and more often than not, as studies from Carol Dweck and people like Angela Duckworth have shown us, improve our performance. Our own belief in ourselves can improve our performance with and on things. Have you ever noticed or wondered about like actors, musicians, athletes, and how they show their belief with things? I see this a lot in sports, but they show their belief in God or a higher power. And maybe it's in a thank you or acceptance speech, or on the field when they're getting a home run, a touchdown, a goal, or when a musician sings about it, talks about it, accepts an award, like I said. This to me, again, my personal opinion, this to me proves to happen more often than not. And I'm not sure the length I would have to go to show or prove this to be true, right? This would be a lot of research. I'm not sure the length I would have to go, but to me, it seems to happen a lot. A lot of successful people are praising a higher power, and I'm bringing this up because that belief in something that's supporting you and helping you, that positive outlook, and that somebody's got your back, that belief in and of itself is a game changer. I really, truly believe that. If you don't believe in God or Allah, or you're not religious in that sense, but you believe in something bigger than yourself, like kind of agnostic, then that alone, that in and of itself too, like the universe, if you believe in the universe and something is there that's got your back, that belief in yourself can lift you up, can support that perseverance and that mindset towards the thing that you want to go towards. That can give you that positive push and that positive change that you're wanting, but not really sure how to do. That can help you change that internal dialogue that you need to have with yourself more often. Knowing somebody is supporting you and helping you. It may not be a physical person standing next to you or in your circle, because some of us may be an individual who doesn't have a lot of people around us or a lot of positivity around us, and we're looking for that. And so we look to something bigger and bigger than us, and something that's not necessarily tangible or physical, but something we have to believe in. Believing in that higher power, believing in ourselves. When I see this with these actors, musicians, athletes, and actors, when I see this, that tells me that gives people an extra push. It gives people more energy. It gives them more will and determination to accomplish their task. Again, I'm not sure how I would prove that unless I interviewed a bunch of different people in a bunch of different fields. And maybe somebody has. I didn't really, to the extent of diving into that, I didn't look into that specifically, but maybe there is research out there. And if there is, which I didn't say at the beginning, please let me know. Remember, reach out to me at TheReflection.PJ @gmail.com or on YouTube at TheReflection_PJ. I would love to hear about it, especially if you have info on that. If there are studies out there about this specific thing, I would love to hear about it, and I'd love to have a conversation about it, and I'd love to talk about it next time on the podcast, because it's very interesting to me, because I truly do see that happen more often than not with famous people on television or in public or in the public eye. But if we believe we can improve or achieve the impossible, as they say, we are more likely to put that effort in needed to learn and grow. If we believe that, and we especially believe that someone's helping us out, and we have that higher power, and we have that love and support and that kind of push, then we believe we can achieve that goal, that impossible, quote unquote, that impossible, a lot more than somebody who doesn't. So first we have to believe. We have to believe it can happen. A positive mindset, a shift in the mindset, right? Mindset is everything. A positive mindset boosts motivation and resilience, especially when tackling difficulties in our daily lives. Believing someone or something is helping us could have a huge impact. Believing that someone or something is helping us could definitely have an impact on our lives. Another way to look at this through a growth mindset lens would be our perception of these challenges. We see them with the growth mindset. We see them as opportunities for that growth. And in turn, we are more likely to take more risks and embrace innovation. More likely to take those chances and take those risks, which in turn provides more opportunity, opens more doors, and allows us to be and live a happier life, a more fulfilling life. This growth mindset is everything. It is the foundation and core to living a better life. When you have a fixed mindset, a challenge can feel threatening. It can feel like a threat, and it can cause that avoidance I talked about earlier. And that lacks opportunity. That lacks fulfillment. That goes the opposite direction of the things I just spoke of. The opposite direction of being fulfilled and having opportunity and tackling those obstacles. We want to go the other direction. We want to live a more fulfilling life. We want to live that positive life and accomplish our goals and our dreams and be happy. Everybody wants to be happy. Maybe there's some people out there that would say the opposite, but I don't really believe that. I really believe everybody wants to be happy in this life, this short life that we have. And some would say it's not a short life. We just don't use it to the best of our ability, so it feels short, but we're not really fulfilling it within the time that we're given because it's plenty of time. I don't know what I believe in that stance or in that situation, but I do believe you need to go after things you want to go after in this lifetime. That's what I do know. An example of this persistence with the growth mindset is J.K. Rowling's. Right? I want to give an example. J.K. Rowling, I hope I'm saying her name right, and her global success. She was turned away by 12, I'm going to say it again. She was turned away by 12 publishing houses. 12. The first to accept her was Bloomsbury. They were the first people to accept her Harry Potter book. They wanted to publish that book. 12 times she was turned down. 12 times. Imagine that resilience, that persistence. And I know that she was homeless for a period of time as well. That's such an inspiring story to me. When I thought of this growth mindset, I always think of her and Oprah. Those are two of the people that come to the forefront of my mind when I think of this resilience and persistence and perseverance. And having this mindset of growth mindset. And a side note for J.K. Rowling is a lot of people don't know this, but maybe they do now, is that she also wrote a series of books called The Cormoran Strike. Sorry, I don't know why I can't say that and talk today. But The Cormoran Strike. It's a series of detective novels, but she goes under the pseudonym Robert Galbraith. I didn't know that. I thought that was kind of cool. And I think there's movies or shows on it as well. And I had no idea that was her. But I do know that the Harry Potter series and whole thing is still going on. They're talking about making I think my students, I have 6th graders who are going to go see something, The Prince. It's a play. Like a musical play or something. I'm just saying it's circulating in society this 20 years, 25 years later, or whatever it is. I don't know if that's even close to the number of years it was since it came out, but I'm just saying it's still very relevant. The other movie, what was it? The most recent ones with, there was Johnny Depp and Colin Farrell. They were in it, but, oh God, why can I not remember what it is? Oh, Fantastic Beast. Those 3 movies, the third one of that little series just came out like 2 or 3 years ago. So my point is, I'm not going to get lost in that. My point is that that perseverance that she had, that growth mindset built an everlasting success for her. Long-term success, as well as with Oprah. On my last episode with leadership, I talked about her and having the setbacks that she did in life, but stuck true to her values, her ideals, and pushed through and has very long-term, an extended long-term success with everything she's done. It's across the board with Oprah. But deploy this growth mindset with everything you do. Deploy this growth mindset with everything you do. Everywhere you go. Work, home, your relationships, with new events or new skills, deploy the growth mindset. Every morning you wake up, deploy. Growth mindset. Figure out that internal dialogue you need to have with yourself every day. Figure it out. Figure it out the night before. Figure it out right when you wake up in the morning and tell yourself how amazing you are, and you're going to kill that shit throughout the day. You're going to kill it. You're going to do amazing. You're going to do great. You're going to handle everything with precision. And if you don't, you keep it moving and you do the best that you can. On to the next thing. It's all good. Vanessa gives me a hard time when I say, it's all good. Because I usually say it when it's like a super stressful situation and she's getting stressed out and I'm not stressed out. or like she's dealing with something and I don't have to deal with it at the time. And so I'm like, it's all good. And so she's like, oh yeah, must be nice saying it from over there, huh? But no, really, and she knows I mean this. It is. At the end of the day, it's all good. I know there's been certain events throughout our lives where we could not see the end result. Things were very difficult. We didn't know how we were going to get out of a situation or how it was going to end up. But yet here we are to this day, living our best life or living a good life or living a life. We didn't know how it was going to end up, but here we are. We're still here. We're still moving forward. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. It's all good. It's all good. But be mindful to surround yourself with growth-oriented people who are also positive. This will amplify and expand your goals and mindset as it shifts to success and accomplishment. When your mind and your mindset shifts to success and accomplishment, and you're surrounded by other people who are also in this positive growth mindset and growth-oriented culture environment, then it will be a ripple effect. You guys will all grow together in your own way, especially when you support one another. Again, don't be fearful of others' success. Be supportive. Yours will come, and that is part of your success. That is part of the journey of growing and understanding and having those experiences and getting better and being better. Again, another overarching goal of this podcast, becoming a better person. Be a better person. Becoming a better version of yourself. A better version of yourself. Carol Dweck's book, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, which I have not read, and this is not a paid promotion for her or her book. But the argument of this book, the main argument for the book is that she argues our success is determined by how we approach our talents and abilities, not just abilities. It's how we approach our talents and abilities, not just our abilities. I'm going to say that again for you. Our success is determined by how we approach our talents and abilities, not just our abilities. So again, it's how we frame it. As the title suggests of her book, Mindset, the new psychology of success. How do you see success? Is it innate? Is it fixed? That you're just not going to be successful and it's in your own way? Or are you going to go out there and get something? And a lot of people will make excuses because they'll say they're too old and their time has passed. And that's hogwash. That's fucking silly. That's ridiculous. You stop that bullshit and you go after the thing it is that you want. Don't make excuses. Don't do it. Don't do that. I really believe in the people I meet and I see. I encourage my students. I encourage you guys, and most of you I don't even know. But I have nothing but love for you, and I hope that this is encouraging and insightful and helps you get to the place that you want to be. That's all I want to do. I want to build community. That's why I ask for people to reach out to me. That's why I ask for people to tune in every week. I am gaining something from this because I like helping people, so it makes me feel good about myself. I'm learning about myself. I'm learning about other people. I'm learning about different mindsets. I'm learning about different concepts and philosophies and approaches to life to live a better, healthier, more positive, and productive life, as the intro says. But I really do believe in people. This is definitely an interesting time in the world, especially in the United States. But I believe in people. I believe in humanity. I believe in having compassion for one another. I believe in the growth mindset. Before I leave, I do want to go over a few books that I saw and I think that could be helpful for you all in a sense of having this fixed or growth mindset. And one of them that I have read, or I should say am still reading, books on tape, which they don't even say anymore, but audiobook, is Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth. Great book. It talks about how persistence and passion can lead to long-term success. Grit, this word grit, is more important than talent. It's not about talent. It's about you persevering and pushing through and being consistent and persistent with the thing that it is you're focusing on, right? Not jumping around to multiple different things and trying to figure something out. But once you do, you lock in, you lock and load, you lock in on this thing and you pull the trigger and you move forward and you just stay with it. You stay persistent. Another book is called Peak, which I had not heard of, but it's called Peak: Secrets from the New Science of Expertise. And this is by Anders Ericsson and Robert Poole. This book is about the science of expertise and how deliberate practice can help anyone achieve mastery in their field. Again, that word mastery, that 10,000 hour rule, that's how I frame it, because I don't really like the word per se of mastery. I'm not sure you can be a master of anything. I don't even know what that means really, but achieving mastery in their field. And that seems like an interesting read as well. Eventually, I will get to these books. I'm so behind on my reading. I read my New Yorker articles and my Scientific American, which I'm going to bring up an interesting one next time. I was going to do it now, but I'm not going to because I'm about to wrap up. But next podcast, I definitely will. But the last book I want to mention for this topic is Atomic Habits: An Easy and Proven Way to Build Good Habits and Break Bad Ones by James Clear. Practical strategies for building habits that lead to lasting success based on behavioral science. And I love behavioral science, right? I know in the show, which probably some of you have seen, is Criminal Minds, right? Behavioral science, how people act based off of their environment. That gives them their environment. That gives them the clues to who a person is and what type of person they have to fit a profile, right? They have their unsub, their unidentified subject based off of X, Y, and Z. They know what type of person they are, the age range, the race, the culture. They break all these things down of who their unsub is based off of behavioral science. So there's a lot of good in that. So hopefully you get a chance to check out one of these books. The 4 books I mentioned, including Carol Dweck's mindset book. I definitely know that I am going to read them at some point. So hopefully one of you read one of these books and then reach out to me and let me know how they are, especially ones that I haven't read, or even if I have read it. Let me know what you think and what your mindset, your mindset is behind the thinking in those books. So as always, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this episode has put you on to something new, gave you some insight about others, your future, and the whole idea of having a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. So positivity, positive people, positive circles. Surround yourself with positivity. Have a growth mindset. Do the thing you love. Do what you got to do to get to where you want to be so you can do what you want to do. And I will talk to you guys next time. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.